Hey, yo, world. Talking to my African family. You know what I'm saying? Peace. Black, melanated, whatever you want to call yourself. This is that time right now. We got to get all the information that we can get about what's going on, period. Any type of conscious, any type of African, any type of empowerment, any type of studying. You know what I'm saying? We got to get all that information. We got to download all that information off of the internet. We got to download everything we can get. We got to download every video of every master teacher that we know, because in this time of Trump, they already censoring YouTube and already pulling videos and pulling, pages off. So, I knew it was going to come a day where they was going to regulate the internet, but we actually here now. So we got to get out here and do that job right there. We really got to start focusing on our well-being. I know that what's going on in the world to melanated people is pretty much the same. But us melanated people in America is special. You know what I'm saying? Because we alone. No one is coming to get us. You know what I'm saying? We know that for sure, because our ancestors ain't never had groups of people coming to get us, from what I know. What I do know is we have to get ourselves, and we're going to have to get ourselves again. We got to get to the point where we understand that we got to look at each other and be like, the time is now to build our own. And to me, it starts with a library. We got to collect our information. We got to collect our data, improve our data, make corrections to our data, improve our data, and share and teach. What we need is many teachers. It's time for us to learn. It's time for us to get focused. It's time for us to stop trying to be entertainers. You know what I'm saying? It's time for us to teach, build within. We got to get to the point where we're not just talking about what happened to us. We got to get to the point of we're talking about what we're going to do. And then we got to get to the point of us doing. We got to come up with it all. They already took so much away that we don't know knowledge itself. We already don't know knowledge itself. And that little bit of information, those little bit of teachers that we do have, or we did have, we losing those teachers. We lost a lot of our master teachers within the last 5 years. Already on the internet, you censored. I've been talking and speaking this true stuff and giving this information out for a long time, and I started noticing that I started getting censored real bad in the last couple of years on Facebook. I got censored so much that I don't even have like a following. So I know my posts don't get out, and my posts stop getting out. They've been using algorithms. So we really like living in the days of like the Minority Report. You know what I'm saying? So we got to be diligent in changing our lives and getting this together. And the greatest thing though is that we need everything. So we need leaders in every field. We need workers in every field. We need ideas in every field. Because we truly gotta build our own and build within. We truly gotta understand that most of our parents was born in like the 60s and they was born during the civil rights movement. So fighting for freedom has always been a continuation and has never stopped. We got so many of our people that's in prison, which is slavery. We got so many people, so many of our people with felonies, which is slavery. We got so many of our people on housing, on child support. That's slavery. You know, that's all plantations. All we doing is playing sports, entertaining. That's all plantation. Our ancestors actually fought for a lot of our physical freedoms, and that's what they did. They fought for our physical freedom. But we got a lot more different types of freedoms to obtain: mental freedom, spiritual freedom, financial freedom. We can't keep comparing ourselves to the other hues or the other races, as they like to call it. We got to understand where we came from and where we going. We got to understand our story, and we got to get in tune with our lives. We got to get in tune with our cultures. Nothing says that we have to be a part of someone else's culture. Other, I guess, races don't participate because they know they don't have to. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to participate. You know what I'm saying? So that's the beginning. The beginning is not participating in anyone's culture. Because then that way you don't have to worry about how you viewed in someone else's culture. All the other cultures have to have a respect for our culture. But they have no need to respect our culture if we're not respecting our culture. So to me, first things first, you know what I'm saying? We got a clean house. We got to worry about our own house. We got to worry about the traders, the sellouts. Because the other cultures, the other races ain't actually infiltrating us, ain't actually touching us, you know what I'm saying? It's actually our own who's giving them that bridge. You know what I'm saying? It's like having a drone. It's like having robots or something. History is written all in that. The story is that we sold us, you know, we we taught us, like, what I'm saying? It's always us against us, which bred this major hate for self. You know what I'm saying? And we got to get rid of that. You know what I'm saying? We can't, we got to despise sellouts, despise traitors. You know what I'm saying? People we call coons and people we call sellouts. Like, we got to stand firm, you know what I'm saying? Form an alliance, you know what I mean, against people who's like that. And we really just got to go back to the old days doing this intellectually. You know what I'm saying? We really got this far with intellectual prowess. You know what I'm saying? It just so happened that certain wars and certain things happened in American history where, well, you need us. So, but we didn't just lose in whatever endeavor we got in. We used the mind, you know what I'm saying? Mental strategy to gain something. And see, that's what we got to do. We're not going to gain it all. Like what you see in other groups of people having and other races having as a whole, like, nah. You probably in your lifetime not going to never see you and all your people have what they have. You know what I'm saying? They've been doing this for a longer time. But what you can do is see us as a group go from one place to another, just like they was doing. And it took mass sacrifice. And the funny thing is, like, the type of sacrifice we gotta do is not on the same level of the sacrifice that they have to do. But if we keep going the direction that we going, maybe maybe it will be hard. But what we got to do is really just change state of mind. You know what I'm saying? A collective state of mind change. You know what I'm saying? We got to have us change it all. You know what I'm saying? We got to have our women wanting to be goddesses that they are. And we got to have men wanting to be kings like they are. And we got to stop living a life where we need to sell things that we don't even produce to survive. That says a lot. We got to get to the point where we're not accepting handouts because we can't survive. You know what I'm saying? We got to stop trying to, fit in. I don't want to say that we need to boycott anything. Whatever's in America or in the world that's useful, I would say use it. But I would say be wise about how and who you use. And you have to clearly understand that us as a whole is funding our oppression. That we're funding our own oppression. You know what I'm saying? So we need to change that narrative and fund our reconstruction. We really do got to get back to music that matters, saying words that matter, men and women. You know what I'm saying? We got to be done with the days of the bitches and the hoes. We got to be done with the days of the niggas and the lean and popping pills. Like, that's so destructive. You know what I'm saying? We gotta kind of fall back from that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? We gotta get serious. You know what I'm saying? We can't keep playing. We can't keep disrespecting each other. You know what I'm saying? We can't keep selling each other out. We can't be selling each other out to rise, man. Because, in a very large way, like, we getting used to empower other groups, but we're not getting the respect and the monetary funds in return. If you look at all of American history, like, whatever America won, they won that, you know what I'm saying, with us. And they mainly won that with us, front line and building, wars, creation, you name it. You know what I'm saying? If we really looked around and see that we really running everything and really the bosses and everything like that, then we'll understand that, what we're doing for them, we can do for self. You know what I'm saying? What we doing for them, we can do for self. Where we spending our money, we don't have to spend our money there. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy to think that we don't have our own people, our own friends or whatever who's selling the same stuff. You know what I'm saying? Or people who benefit you, who not trying to take from you, who selling the same stuff. Like, this is life. Whatever there is that you need, somebody has it. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta change state of mind. We gotta change our mind. We gotta get back to being parents to these children. You know what I'm saying? We gotta get back to being responsible adults. But we gotta focus on group economics, and we gotta get our information together. We gotta be about teaching. You know what I'm saying? We gotta get to the nitty gritty and attack difficult issues, the hardest issues. You know what I'm saying? Let's get at it. You know what I'm saying? Women and men, say what you gotta say. Let it out on your chest. You know what I'm saying? And we gotta tackle these issues. But we can no longer sit back and just watch things happen. You know what I'm saying? It's time for us to step up. You know what I'm saying? But we gotta do things quickly because, you know what I'm saying, they regulating things, they getting things cracking quickly. You know what I'm saying? So it's about positioning. We playing chess. We playing Monopoly. You know what I'm saying? It's a game that you playing in America. You have a time frame, and we got to get real about things. We got to take emotions out of decision making, and we got to be logical. We got to be logical. You know what I'm saying? But learn thyself. No matter what melanated culture you come from, Jamaican, Puerto Rican, Haitian, African American, mulatto, Indian, like Cuban, Dominican, we can go on and on and on, Caribbean, like whatever you are, you know what I'm saying? Gotta study your path. You gotta study your path. You gotta learn thyself and see where you came from and what your family did, how they participated in you having this physical freedom you have. Because for the children and the generations after us, it's our job to get them mentally and spiritually free so they can have it all. And we gotta start to heal. We need to stop doing things that land us in prison. We gotta start having generations of not being in prison. It's over 1 million of us in prison. That's a crazy number, man. Imagine going a couple generations with those millions free. And we got that opportunity to make that change now. But that change starts with you. It starts with them books.